Good morning, everyone. Will DuPree here in the KXAN live studio. Thank you all for joining us. I know that a lot of you are going to be wanting to pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. We just got, within the last hour or so, this 15-page order. I'm going to hold this up so you all can see it. This is what's going to be coming out from the city of Austin about the stay-at-home order that's going to be issued today related to stop the spread of COVID-19. We had reported yesterday that this order was going to be coming out today, and we now have official language. It's about 15 pages long, if you can see. And I have been going over it pretty quickly just to be able to share some of the highlights from it. Now, before we get started, I just want to say, you may hear it in my voice, but I'm dealing with a bit of hoarse issues at the moment and a sore throat, and that's all because of seasonal allergies. Many of you at home have shared the concerns and the issues you're dealing with related to that, and the numbers are very high at the moment, and the effect that it has had on me was head congestion, and it's now moved into my throat and has led to voice issues. However, the show must go on. I'm feeling fine. Just wanted to point that out before we get started because some of you may be worrying, and excuse me if I have to clear my throat a couple of times or maybe take a sip of water as we're talking, but I just wanted to point that out before I get started. So once again, we're talking about the Stay Home, Work Safe order, and that's what it says right up here at the top. The city just released this. Again, this is just for Austin. We have not been able to see the orders for Travis County or Williamson County just yet. What's important to note is that at noon, so coming up in about an hour, the City of Austin, Travis County, and Williamson County are holding a joint press conference to be able to explain and talk about stay-home orders. So, important to note, Williamson County is included in that. We are working to confirm with them that they're also pursuing a stay-home order for Williamson County. We've not been able to get that information yet. However, the fact that they had announced that Williamson, Travis, and the City of Austin will be at this press conference tells you that Williamson County will be issuing something similar. Okay, so once again, this is the City of Austin's order, and we're going to go through it. And I'm going to look at my notes because I want to be as comprehensive and accurate as possible, so please bear with me as we talk about this. This order that we just got into our newsroom in the last hour will go into effect tonight at 11:59, so just before midnight. This is going to go into effect, and it will continue until April 13th. I want to pull up this because that information is in this shot right there at the bottom of your screen. You can see this takes effect tonight at 11:59 and will continue through April 13th. First, people may be able to leave their houses to go to work or visit what's deemed an essential business, and they want to be able to put that language out there because it is very specific at this moment. All travel is prohibited except for essential travel to perform essential activities or going to work at essential businesses. We're going to get into those terms here in just a moment because this 15-page document from the city spells out everything very clearly. We're also working on a web story at kxan.com going into detail about what's in here, so you all can look at that here in just a moment. But what I'll also say is that this order also includes languages for the people experiencing homelessness here in our community. Those people are exempt from this order. However, the order says that they are encouraged to maintain social distance of at least 6 feet. That applies to all of us, not just to people who are experiencing homelessness in our community. So you may be wondering what an essential activity is, because this order is saying you should only travel outside your house if you're going to do an essential activity. So this is what this order states. Number one, an essential activity is defined as something for health or safety. Number two, for necessary supplies and services. That includes groceries and food or pet supplies and pet food. Number three, for outdoor activity. And a lot of you should pay attention to this because some people are saying, can I even leave my house to maybe just go exercise? And yes, so an essential activity is defined as an outdoor activity, and that includes walking, hiking, bicycling, or running, but you are asked whenever you're doing those things to maintain a social distance of at least 6 feet. So if you say maybe you're if you live with someone, you might want to go out and walk together, but you can do that, but you're supposed to stay 6 feet apart. The fourth essential activity is for certain types of work, and then fifth is to take care of others, because that is a very important thing at this moment as we're talking about people's health. So, again, I'm going to reiterate those essential activities. There are 5 of them defined in this particular order. Number 1, for health and safety. Number 2, for necessary supplies and services. That includes groceries. Number 3, for outdoor activities. Number 4, for certain type of work. And number 5, to take care of others. So in this particular order, you will still be able to leave your house to go and buy groceries and stock up your pantries. Do not panic buy. Once again, we want to reiterate that. You can also go out and go walk or hike or bicycle or run. If you do it with someone else, though, you need to make sure you're 6 feet apart. That's just for everyone's safety. So those are the essential activities defined in this order. What are the essential businesses? There is a lengthy list. I know a lot of people have been concerned about that, in particular asking which businesses might be impacted by this, if it would be a very short, very defined list. And they have a defined list, but it is rather extensive. So you're going to have to bear with me, because we want to share all of these and list them out for you. So it might take some time. I'm going to be looking at my notes. I've got them all written down. There are a lot of them that are considered essential businesses. So let's get started. Number 1 on that list are healthcare operations. That includes hospitals, clinics, care facilities like that. Number 2, stores selling groceries. So grocery stores will be able to stay open at this time. Number 3, food cultivation. That includes farming and livestock. Number 4, social services and charitable organizations, particularly those that provide food or shelter to others. Again, another important activity. Number 5 is the news media. We here at KXAN will be allowed to come to work to be able to share information with you all, because it's not been more important at this moment to be able to do that and continue to do that. And we have committed to do that. We've implemented our own social distancing and different protocols to be able to keep each other healthy and safe. So just to know, we will still be able to provide information to you all. Included in these essential businesses, gas stations, banks and financial institutions, hardware and supply stores, critical trades, and that includes plumbers, exterminators, people in those kinds of jobs, mail and delivery services, and laundry facilities like laundromats. The list goes on. Restaurants that can offer delivery or takeout. That's another thing. We've been hearing people's concerns in particular about that. And restaurants that are able to still serve people through delivery or takeout services, they are allowed to stay open despite this order. The list goes on. If a business has supplies to work from home, food delivery services, transportation, that includes air travel, taxis, and ride sharing, home-based care and services, shelters for people and pets, professional services like legal and accounting and insurance, IT services, so information technology, those providing internet and other technical support, moving supply services, so that includes moving companies, they are allowed to still operate, hotels and motels, funeral services. And there was a specific mention in that particular language that if there is a burial held or some sort of memorial service, that it would also have to be limited to 10 or fewer people, and that social distancing of at least 6 feet would still be required for those particular services. Going on, educational institutions. And finally, childcare facilities. We've gotten a lot of questions about that in particular, and this order that we see right here includes some very specific information. So for childcare facilities to stay open, childcare must be carried out in stable groups of 10 or fewer children. Those children shall not change from one group to another. If more than one group of kids is cared for at one facility, each group shall be in a separate room, and those groups shall not mix with each other. Also, child care providers shall remain solely with one group of children, so that applies to child care providers too. Those workers are not able to go from room to room. They are supposed to be assigned and stay with one group of people at a time. Okay, I think that kind of covers the biggest things at this moment. I know that some of you are asking about construction. I'm looking on our Facebook comments at the moment, so bear with me for 1 second. Asking about construction workers. Let me look through this order one more time to see if there's any specific language about that. They did say that critical trades would be considered an essential business, but let me look really quickly, so bear with me. Okay, well, in the critical trade section, it specifically lists, I'm looking at the list right here, it specifically says plumbers, electricians, exterminators, pool cleaners, and other service providers who provide services that are necessary to maintaining the safety, sanitation, and essential operation of residences, essential activities, essential businesses, essential government functions, or critical infrastructure, including but not limited to utilities such as electricity, gas, water, and wastewater, and other public works. That particularly doesn't mention construction sites. Let me keep looking, though. Again, if you are just joining us, we are talking about what's included in the stay-home order issued by the city of Austin. It appears that Travis County and Williamson County will be offering and putting out their own. We don't have that language, or at least I don't have access to it at this point. What we see right now is just the one issued by the city of Austin. I'm looking once again because some of you are asking about if construction is included as an essential business. And it is not specifically stated in here. So that will be a question that we will want to ask officials when they hold a press conference here shortly. Yeah, I'm not seeing that listed there. So for those of you asking, as I was going through the Facebook comments, construction has in particular been brought up as a concern, and I'm not seeing that in this order at the moment, so we'll ask about that for sure. Someone is asking about car dealerships. I will say that is mentioned in this particular order. Let me pull that up one more time. Yeah. In the order, an essential business is listed as a gas station or business needed for transportation. That will include gas stations, automobile dealerships, auto manufacturing and assembly, auto supply, auto repair, and other related facilities. Let's see, I'm just going back through the comments in particular to see if there's something that we should address before we go on. Okay. Just to reset, I know a lot of you are watching at the moment. I'm Will DuPree in the KXAN live studio. This is a live picture of downtown Austin at the moment. At the bottom of your screen there, you're seeing some information. Austin has released the 15-page order, which you see right here. This is 15 pages long about defining what is an essential activity, what is an essential business for the community, because there is now a stay-at-home, it's called a stay-home, work-safe order that the mayor is going to be signing here shortly. It is going to take effect tonight at 11:59, and then it will continue through April 13th. One of the questions that we plan to ask the mayor and other officials when they hold a press conference at noon is how long, what would it take to lift this potentially earlier or extend it? And are they looking at any potential timelines for how long this could go? They may not be able to say at this point, but we plan to ask that because I know a lot of you may be wondering that too. And again, we have a lot of information on our website, kxan.com, and the KXAN News app. We're going through this. We have a team going through the language just as I did, and they're writing it up in a web form so that you all can see a full list of everything that will be included in that. I went through it. If you're just joining us, unfortunately, it's a lot to go back through. So I would just direct you to our website to be able to find that more specific language. I'm going to look at one more thing really quickly. I'm getting a note that construction is listed as a critical infrastructure. Let me pull that up really quickly because I might have been looking in the wrong place. Luckily, we have some coworkers who are watching this at the moment and pointing out that that is in particular highlighted. So just bear with me as I'm going back through this. Yes, so people will be allowed to visit and to seek out critical infrastructure, and that is defined by a long list as well. Let me pull this up full screen so you all can see a full list here, critical infrastructure, and included with that is construction. So I'll list out these two since we're doing that, and this will be the most comprehensive way to be able to include that information. Okay, so critical infrastructure includes but is not limited to the following: banking and financial institutions, transit and transit facilities, transportation services, equipment and facilities, power, water, telecommunications, natural gas, and public utilities, critical manufacturing, including components for primary metals, machinery, electrical equipment and components, health and safety products and equipment, and transportation equipment, auto and vehicle parts manufacturing and assembly plants, technology manufacturing companies, information and communications, including the press, emergency services, public health and medical services, fire and law enforcement, public works, agricultural and food, airport facilities and operations, sanitation services, other city government buildings or facilities as designated by the city manager, construction, including public works construction and construction of affordable housing or housing for individuals experiencing homelessness, social services construction, and other construction that supports essential uses, including essential businesses, government functions, or critical infrastructure, or otherwise as required in response to this public health emergency. And finally, personal and industries identified in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, cyber and infrastructure security agencies, essential critical infrastructure workforce memorandum dated March 19, 2020, to continue their operation appropriately modified to account for CDC workforce and consumer protection guidance. So there are some allowances for construction projects. We'll have to be able to ask for more specific questions about residential housing, if that would include maybe apartments that are being built at the moment. So we'll get some clarification on that for sure. So please stay with us here on KXAN. Once again, I just want to reiterate my voice after having talked so much for the last 2 weeks on top of dealing with seasonal allergies has created this hoarse voice you're hearing at the moment. It is not related to COVID-19, I can assure you. I've dealt with this issue a lot, and I'm monitoring it and trying to do my best to be able to talk with you all and provide the latest information. If you're just joining us, we once again are talking about this new stay home, work safe order that is going to be issued by the mayor of Austin. It's 15 pages. We've gone through it and tried to spell out some of the things that are listed in here. And I apologize for not including information earlier about critical infrastructure because we've gotten a lot of questions about what that might include as an essential activity, essential business, critical infrastructure. Okay. I'm going to take this live stream down here in just a moment because we are going to be preparing for a stream that is coming from the city, Travis County, and Williamson County. Those three entities are holding a joint press conference at noon. So in about 45 minutes time, they're going to be talking about these orders that are going to be going into place. And we are going to be able to stream that on our website, KXAN.com, the KXAN News app, and here on Facebook. If you're watching, you'll just have to click on another video because that's what we're dealing with at the moment, and we want to be able to share that with you as far and wide as possible. We have much more information on our website, kxan.com, KXAN News app, and here on Facebook, so please stay with us. We're going to take down this live stream right now. Once again, I'll pull up this information at the bottom of your screen here. We have information right now in the language that's included in the Austin stay-home order. It's going to take effect tonight at 11:59 and will continue through April 13th. Just want to reiterate those dates and times because that's going to affect a lot of people and may answer some questions that you all have at home. Once again, we are going to be streaming that press conference at noon from Austin, Travis County, and Williamson County. Those different leaders are going to come together to provide a statement and likely talk about the stay-home orders that Travis County and Williamson County will likely be issuing today as well. We thank you all for watching. Please stay safe, stay healthy. That's what we all want at this moment. And thank you for trusting us, for sharing this information with you all, because we're trying to be as factual and accurate as possible and put it out there with you. So we do appreciate you all sharing with us and paying attention. We're going to take down the stream. We'll see you back here at noon. Have a great one, everybody.